Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Ray, and I am going to be doing a reading tonight on Kevin Samuels, who was a controversial relationship guru. Apparently, he was very polarizing towards Black women, and again, he was a YouTuber and a relationship guru. I never had heard of him up until now, and I'm not throwing any shade. I didn't know about him. I don't listen to like relationship advice, but I do feel like he had some misogynistic kind of viewpoints just from his energy. Like from what I see from a photograph, I just feel like there was a little bit of kind of like an arrogance about him, but that's who he was. I think that is just that's the way it comes across to anyone that who doesn't know him. But I feel like obviously he had a huge following, so he's got to be well versed in relationships and certain things. That doesn't mean that we would agree with everything that he would say, if you're one of his followers or fans. But we're going to get into it. Apparently, there was a phone call. Allegedly, he died from a heart attack. I think his mom confirmed it, and good time, well, his friend. He was found basically unconscious. And I mean, there's a lot of rumors circulating that he had a defibrillator or they tried to take him to a hospital where he later died. I don't know the whole thing, but that's neither here nor there. I'm just going to see what came up, or comes up around him. Um, and when I look at him, I'm looking at one of his photos as I'm on my PC. I'm you filming on my phone. I mean, I do feel like he would have had some health issues, pre-existing health issues that the public probably wouldn't have been aware of. Quite possibly do feel like it was like high blood pressure, other things as well. Did he die of a heart attack? The first thing that came to mind was that he had taken some kind of um, medicine or something. It just came to my mind like a pop-up. Like he took something. I'm not gonna say substance because I don't feel like he was on drugs per se, but there could have been some kind of medication or something that he would have been taking or he took to, you know, perform, feel better physically. Because I think that there was some things that probably were not working right in his body. The Seven of Swords is a lot of deception. So I literally feel like when that comes up in a reading, it's indicating like a lie somewhere, like there's a lie. So there's lies centered around him. As much as he told the truth, I do feel like there was a lot of things that he may have lied about or kept secret towards other people. The Hierophant is like basically coming in, showing that he was pretty much a very either religious or spiritual person, but I do feel like he felt very isolated, and I do feel like even though he had a fan base, obviously there's a lot of demand to kind of live up to a persona. I also feel like he had a lot of the bullying, people that just didn't, women that did not like his comments, and he triggered a lot of people. Obviously, if he's controversial, he's good at what he does, but I feel like he was juggling a lot. There was a lot about trying to maintain a lifestyle as well. Because I noticed he's like always in suits. He looks very dapper, very polished in all his photos that they have on Google, of him. Because I'm looking at the photos to read his energy and his soul level. But I don't connect with a person who's just passed. I connect with spirit guides, his spirit guides and mine. Honestly, the Knight of Cups, I'm sorry, the Eight of Cups shows that his departure. So he did pass before his time, obviously. I don't feel like this was his time to go, and it was a premature death. But I do feel like there's controversial stuff around it. A lot of rumors circulating. Was he killed? Was he murdered? Was this staged as like as like just like a natural cause, passing of natural causes? But interestingly enough, the devil card comes up. So he did have some addictions, some unhealthy coping mechanisms, possibly even addictions towards sex, since he did talk a lot about that, relationships. I do feel like he maybe have had a little bit of a darker side to that. He did have a lot of burdens. So this is telling me with the Ten of Wands, he wasn't someone that was just like worry free because he's a celebrity YouTuber about relationships and whatnot. No, I feel like he had a lot of things that were not necessarily going right, but he kept quiet about it. And I do feel like I do feel like there's something about his sexuality too. And I'm not gonna say that he's straight because I don't know what his sexual preference is, and I want to be very respectful, obviously, but I do feel like there is this dichotomy or this duality that everybody has. But nowadays people are very gender fluid and men are bicurious or etc. I do feel like there was something about him that he kept secrets. It could just be that he had, maybe like he was curious, but he didn't act on it. But I do see like there was something about a commitment. He had trouble committing or wanting to commit to people, situations. And so I feel like what he wanted was love himself. So I don't know if he had a partner, but being that he's a relationship guru, you would think that he would have one. I just feel like he would be like at a higher caliber. In his mind, like choosing a partner would have been very, very difficult in this lifetime because he already set up a bar. It's like, again, like you're looking at two different people. You're looking at Kevin Samuels, the person that is not the YouTuber, the famous YouTuber. And then you're looking at the famous YouTuber who has like a persona, that he created. And I think that he lived more in that persona than he did as Kevin Samuels himself. So it's just like a lot of judgment. I feel like him judging himself, putting a lot of pressure on himself. And I think what he really truly wanted was a lot of friendships and he wanted abundance. And I do feel like he had projects that were left undone. This could have been like wanting to have a show on TV or possibly like writing something like it could have been a book. But I feel like it was just a lot of healing that he was needing. Again, physically, I don't feel like it was a good he was in a good place. And I do feel like right now everybody needs to be strong because I know it's a lot of it's a shocker specifically for his fans. And I just feel like the tower card comes up to show the sudden change that happened, so he was going through things too. A lot more will be revealed in time with the autopsy and if there's one done, or I just feel like there's a lot of decisions to be made now. But I also feel like his creativity was reaching a point where it was stifled. Either he was not feeling it all the time or he was like just pulling things and are retouching certain subjects again with what he did. I just feel like there was a lot of him feeling alone. You can be somebody that has a lot of popularity and fans and literally feel the most loneliest. You can have money, up the wazoo and feel lonely. And I just feel like that was this whole thing. I also feel like he had plans on helping children or helping organizations. So he had a lot of ideas. It was very brilliant when it comes to that. But I also feel with the Ten of Swords, it was just there's an ending. Like this is all in an ending. Kind of like he came, he served his purpose. He did educate or create awareness to women and men, whoever was his whoever was his demographic that was listening to his YouTube videos and whatnot, his advice. But I just feel like he had trust issues still, and I do feel like he's now in a better place. I do feel again, like I said, I feel like there was something here where like the divine stopped, could not prevent this from happening, because I feel like it was just his time. I just feel that. Could there have been, some foul play in this? I mean, I don't see it, but I do feel like he did tell a lot of lies, or he did lie to people on some level, and he didn't maybe realize that he was doing that. But I do feel like he tried to keep up, like I said, a persona, but uh, it was like he was very much uh, alone. I just feel like this veil of darkness around him, mm, very like spiritually dark too. There was like this, I can't describe it. It just feels like almost like he would have fallen into the more some people when they have a taste of fame, they want to keep it going, but it can pull you into a dark place where you you tend to become more materialistic or become more enamored with things, to try to keep up, like I said, a facade. And I'm not saying that he did that, but I do feel like it was like a very sanctimonious type of energy with him, kind of like holier than thou. But again, he was far from perfect, but I do feel like there's just this bad blood with people, a lot of threats and things that were made um, on him. And I think that he had, like I said, darker addictions, things that he was going through that the public may have not even known. It's very interesting because I thought of diabetes with him, like maybe like an underlying condition. So I don't know if he was like undiagnosed or he ever had in his family if there was any history of diabetes. It's just interesting, but I'm not a doctor. Like I said, this is not a diagnosis. That's more of just me. That last part is just me speculating. But I just wondered because that popped into my head. Sometimes that's how your psychic gift works. You'll think of things and they just pop in your head. But regardless, we send his family love and his fans and anybody that was a supporter of Kevin Samuels, we send a lot of love and my condolences, obviously. Let's keep the family in prayer. And I hope that he has found peace on the other side because I do feel like on some level, there's this state of confusion for himself too, at his soul level, that he may not even understand what just happened. Again, I just feel like it was before his time, but very sudden and unexpected. But I think also it was contributed to by his health. His health wasn't the best. But that's what I see and I hear. Sending my love again to everybody. If you have any suggestions, please drop a comment in the comment section below. Bye.